Do I need to learn the Croatian language if I live in Croatia? And what is the best way to learn it? If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, please like the video as it pushes my video out further to more audience and helps me grow. Thank you. Moving forward, we'll start by saying, is Croatian needed if you live in Croatia? And I would say undoubtedly yes. You need to learn the language, but can you get by in English? Yes, you can to a certain extent, but once you need to get things sorted, it's always best that you try and learn the language as much as you can. It's easy to kind of be a tourist here, go from restaurant to restaurant and speak English and get by that way, but there's a lot of the locals still here, especially the older generation, that don't speak English. And usually these people are situated in these areas such as the bureaucratic areas, you know, like the MUP, the health organisation, finance agency, businesses and stuff like that. If you're looking to do any of these things or get things sorted, it's always helpful to know Croatian. Obviously, that being said, you can bring someone that can speak Croatian with you and that will make the process so much easier. So we want to teach you guys how to fish right and not to be fished for. So here's my best way of learning Croatian language in my opinion. So first of all, I would say go to this website called italki.com, and this is a great resource because you are able to pick a tutor from all over the world that can teach you a language. You can pick a slot any time of the day, so it gives you flexibility. You could learn every day if you want to for 1 hour, or you could learn once a week for 2 hours, or whatever you fancy doing. You can first select a teacher, whether they're potentially in Croatia, Bosnia, or anywhere in the world, even America. They will all have their different hourly rates. Now, obviously, if you find someone in Bosnia, they're going to be a lot cheaper, but maybe they won't be native Croatian, so you may not learn the language the best way that you possibly can. But what I would suggest doing is have an introductory lesson with 2 or 3 of these teachers before starting with them, and see which one you really feel like a connection with and, you know, a good bond with. Sometimes they can be kind of quite boring and not being able to sort of, you keeping your interest in learning the language. You need to find someone that you really sort of vibe and glue with, that you can sort of spend most of your time learning the language with, because the last thing you want to do is spend hours upon hours of learning Croatian language with someone that you just don't feel motivated to go and speak to on Skype or whatever. First of all, you want to see what your price range is. Things can vary from like $5 up to, you know, $30 and more an hour. Just depends on your price range and what you want, whether you want a Croatian native speaker or someone that maybe lives in a different country. So then once you start learning with them, you know, you will get more proficient. 2 types of teacher on there, so it can like just be communication skills, so they'll teach you but they're not an actual teacher, and there'll be like proper teachers in the language that, you know, have certification and are proficient in learning the language. If on the other hand you do not have money to spend on language lessons, you can exchange your language for another language. So say you speak English, you go on italki, you find on their list of people that speak Croatian, and they might want the language exchange where they learn English and you learn Croatian. That way you can become friends with this person, schedule sort of appointments with them, and you can do half the lesson in English, half the lesson in Croatian, so you're scratching their back, they're scratching yours. Which will also make you meet new friends. You know, you can do it with multiple people. They might live in Croatia and you might meet them online, and then you might get, you know, in a good conversations with them and become very good friends, and then meet them in person and practice languages in person. It's always a choice. I love this platform so much. I'm not affiliated with it in any way. I just love to kind of talk about it and, you know, tell other people about it, because it gives you your time freedom to have an appointment whenever you want. You know, if you don't like your teacher, you can get rid of them and find another one. You can select prices which are compatible with where you are in life and, you know, how much you want to spend, which is great. And you also have the ability to do it free if you like. So yeah, I think, you know, doing this or going to sort of a school that's around your city, these things could be helpful. But with the school, you know, it's always bound to their timings, and you may have a schedule that you can't give so much time. You know, you might only want half an hour lessons, or you might want really long lessons where you have 2 or 3 hours, you know, but you can always book it to however you want to book it, which is the greatest freedom. Second of all, you want to just immerse yourself as much as possible. So instead of just going to your safety language of English, when you're out there in Croatia, try and speak the language as much as possible. You know, with the waiters, shopkeepers, with neighbours, with people around you, you know, ask questions, talk with people, meet with some people and try and, you know, force yourself to speak Croatian. You know, it would help if, you know, like my neighbourhood, for instance, they don't speak English. There's no one in my neighbourhood that speak English, so I am then forced to speak Croatian. That only makes me better and better. And when I ask them a question, oh, what's that? Then they kind of try and explain, or you just pull out Google Translate and write what they've said and just have a look at what the translation is, and that way you're learning as you go along. But, you know, people would never laugh at you at just trying. You know, everyone's been there and they're happy that you're trying to learn their language. Step number 3 is try and listen to local music. You know, try and find some songs that really you like and you resonate with. And if you like them, it's going to be so much easier because you'll sing along to them. What you'll do is you'll go on the internet, you'll pull up the lyrics and you'll put the song on and you'll go through the song a few times, but you'll sing along with the song. Now, when you're singing along with the song, you'll obviously read all the words. Well, you can either do this manually, or sometimes you can find like the text translate, the lyrics translation. So on one side you have Croatian language, for instance, and on the other side you have English language. So you can kind of see what the song is about. And when you sing it, you know, you'll put that in your head very much easier than maybe other ways. It just depends on what kind of learner you are. But these kind of things help me quite a lot, because when I get a song in my head, I don't know some of the words, and then I'll look it up, I'll try and learn the song, and also, you know, have a bit of a deeper understanding of what the song is about. These are my 3 steps of learning the language. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you found it valuable, please subscribe, please like the video, and go watch some of my other content. Thanks.